sitting solo today?
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call the May 18th, 2026 Crest Hill City Council meeting to order at 7 o'clock p.m. I would ask everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call, please, Chris.
Ray Solomon.
Here.
Jamie Malloy.
I'm here.
Scott Dyke.
Here.
Angelo Desario. Darrell Jefferson.
Here.
Claudia Gazal.
Here.
Tina Oberlin.
Present.
Mark Sepiti. Nate Elbert.
Here.
Joe Kubal.
Oh,
Do we have a call?
we do. We do. For the record,
You got a quorum.
For the record, I did receive messages from Alderman Desario, Alderman Sepiti, and Alderman Kubal, who are, all three are unable to be here this evening. We do have 6 of us together, so there is quorum, right, to City Attorney?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the first order of business is number 4, and we have some special presentations here. We have some special guests in the audience this evening, and the first one is the Lockport Township Fire District Life Safety Awards. So my wife Vicki had the honor of going to the Lockport Township Fire Department's awards night last month in April, and several of the calls that were for Life Safety Award winners were in the city of Crest Hill. And actually 2 of our police officers had some big help in making sure that everyone survived. So we invited Fire Chief John O'Connor here this evening to make some presentations to our 2 officers. And I would turn the podium over to Chief O'Connor. John?
Thank you. Mayor, City Council members, I appreciate taking a little bit of time to go over this. We had already presented the officers with the actual formal certificates, but I'd like to share with you just some of the actions that they took, and just so they're recognized in public. They couldn't attend our recognition dinner. So, like the mayor said, this was at our recent recognition dinner. The fire district recognized not only just our firefighters, but 2 Crest Hill police officers for outstanding work on 2 separate calls in 2025. The award they both received was the Lockport Fire District Award for Exemplary Action. So this award is presented to citizens or individuals who demonstrate exceptional initiative, skill, or character through actions worthy of special recognition, as well as other outstanding acts or achievements. And that's what it says on the award itself. This is the only award from the fire district for non-fire district personnel. Both officers responded to EMS calls involving residents in Crest Hill in cardiac arrest and immediately initiated CPR. Early high-quality CPR is one of the most critical factors in surviving a sudden cardiac arrest. When the heart stops, blood flow to the brain and vital organs ceases immediately. Brain damage can begin within 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen, and the chance of survival decrease by approximately 7 to 10% for every minute that passes without CPR or defibrillation. The first event was a cardiac arrest on Kelly Avenue in Crest Hill, November 21st, 2025, and that involved Officer Brett Williams. Initially, he was dispatched as a seizure call, which later determined to be a cardiac arrest. The second call was a cardiac arrest on Theodore Street in Crest Hill, December 18th, 2025. This was a 74-year-old male who had fallen in his basement and was found with head trauma and pulseless and not breathing. With nearly 12,000 emergency responses a year, we have a fairly strict criteria for formal recognition. As a general rule, we only award for patients who are dead, were able to regain a pulse and spontaneous breathing before ambulance crews arrive at the emergency department, and at the end of intervention are able to walk out of the hospital. This means that they did not suffer any long-term neurological deficits. These Crest Hill officers played a vital role in the successful outcome of 2 Crest Hill residents who most likely would not be here today without their quick thinking and action. These incidents highlight a critical role of early CPR by the Crest Hill Police Department and the outstanding teamwork between police and fire personnel. Their combined efforts provide these patients with the best possible chance of survival and recovery, reflecting the great credit upon all involved. So I just want to thank the Crest Hill Police Department, Chief Ed Clark, for the outstanding work that those officers did. And these are not isolated incidents with the Crest Hill Police Department. We work together all the time. These are just highlights, some very successful outcomes in 2025. So I thank you very much for your time.
I want to describe. This is a big
Are they here? No? Thank you, Chief. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here and make that presentation to us also. It was a glorious night, I will
He's
tell
a
you,
rush.
when you gave all the awards. And we have a fantastic fire department crew, along with our police department, working in tandem on a daily basis. So to both of you, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, Chief, good night. Okay, next on the special presentations, we have Alex Zapian here, the supervisor for Lockport Township, to describe the Lockport Township Back-to-School Fair program that he's had in place, I think, for a few years now, correct? Correct. And he'll be asking us to join with him in this endeavor. So I will give the podium to Alex Zapian, Supervisor, Lockport Township.
Awesome, thank you. So first off, good evening, everyone. Thank you to the mayor as well as the city council members and all other administration here from Crest Hill. I always appreciate being here, and I always just appreciate how beautiful this hall is. So thank you for having me. I understand it's a busy work night, so I'll try to give a condensed summary of the proposal here from Lockport Township. I did provide a formal digital copy that I believe was distributed to the city council. But in short, every year, so Lockport Township, our office is based off on Farrell Road in Lockport. We host a back-to-school fair in the summer months, specifically in July. The first fair we had started off as just a township, was open to everyone in the township, but it was physically in the Lockport office. And what we have found, generally speaking, is the township, even though we do encompass areas in Lockport, Romaville, and Crest Hill, where we host the fair has a significant impact on who comes out. So when we had the fair in Lockport, I think it was about 80% of the residents who came up and signed up for the fair, despite it being open to everyone, was mainly Lockport residents. So then last year, we took a different approach, and we held two back-to-school fairs, one in Lockport and then one in Romaville at the Ovation Center. And both were open to everyone in the township, but not surprisingly, we did see the Lockport facility bring in more Lockport residents, and then the Romaville facility bring in more Romaville and Crest Hill residents. I did get some further input. We're always trying to improve our events. We did get some input about including a Crest Hill location. I spoke with my board, and we adjusted it in our budget. So this year, we're happy to introduce 3 back-to-school fairs, one in Lockport, one in Romaville, and one in Crest Hill. For Crest Hill, one idea we had in particular was based off of a challenge we came across last year. So, as folks may or may not know, but we have about a little over 80% of Crest Hill is in Lockport Township. And that surpasses the proportion of what we have of Lockport, which is roughly 50%, and Romaville, which is roughly 50%. So the challenge we came across is, the average resident doesn't necessarily know what township they're in. So we would get Crest Hill residents calling our office to RSVP for a spot in the back-to-school fair completely free of cost. And there was a small amount of residents, between 10 and 20%, that we did unfortunately have to turn away. Because this is a township-funded event, we are supposed to prioritize Crest Hill residents that are in the township. And so it was difficult for us to turn away just a couple of residents, and it almost felt like we were excluding them. So part of the proposal here tonight, there's 3 things specifically that the township would request in a potential partnership for this back-to-school fair in Crest Hill. One would be, again, location being key, having the back-to-school fair here in the Crest Hill City Hall office at a location to be determined by this council. The second being, again, outreach or marketing. The township, we can very much handle any outreach to Crest Hill residents that live in the township. We have our mailed newsletter that's going out in early June. We also have our social media page, but we would request a little bit of help to reach those residents that are in Crest Hill but are not in the township. And then finally, this is the big key here, is, again, I mentioned earlier that given that we are using township taxpayer dollars, we're supposed to use those funds for township residents. So if we're going off of estimates, if we wanted to include all of Crest Hill, right? So residents would be able to call and be included, and we wouldn't need to verify whether they're fully in the township or not. We would ask that when we take the addresses, if we get a certain proportion of residents that are not in the township, we would ask for Crest Hill to cover that financially. In terms of numbers, the kits that we provide, actually I did bring a sample here, are about $24.85 per unit. And so, for example, if there were 10 residents that signed up that were Crest Hill residents and are not in the township, we would ask for the city of Crest Hill to provide then, $248.50. The other part of the back-to-school fair, we do include a very small group of vendors. I use the term lightly, but we invite the White Oak Library, the fire district, and the police. We try to keep it pretty small. How it works is residents, they call the township office. We verify their address. We add them to a spreadsheet. And then as we get closer to the date, we give them a call and a reminder. We ask them to bring a report card or some sort of proof of residency for their child. And there is no limit on income or how many children. If someone has 7 kids and they live in Crest Hill, and regardless of income, we do allow them to come. And then day of the event, we usually have it open for about a 2-hour window. That's flexible. And we have residents come in. Again, we check through their address, their report card. We have a checklist. Folks come on in. We hand them their kit. And then they are welcome to either depart from there or talk with the individual tables that sometimes hand out, fun goodies. And then the township does provide ice cream from Dairy Queen. So I know there's some details there. The flexibilities here would be finances. I understand that it would be hard to estimate an exact dollar amount as to how many residents will attract from non-township residents. For Crest Hill specifically, we are aiming to keep it at a limit of 100 total residents. And there's a couple other details as well. For example, what day we would have it. We tend to have it during the week. We have found that regardless of the day of the week, we tend to attract the same demographic, which tends to be parents that are home with their kids, especially during the summer. So the township, we've kept it during the week and during business hours as to minimize the amount of overtime and additional staffing costs. But again, that is flexible to whatever the city would find most beneficial. So there are a lot of details here, so I'll open up to discussion for the council. But also, I'd be happy to meet as well with the events committee, as I understand there is one, to hash out any final details. But with that, I thank everyone again. I'll take any questions.
Before the questions, I know that Blaine's been working with you on this religiously, so I'm just going to defer to him if he has anything he'd like to say about this program.
And the only other thing I would note is there is sufficient funds in the city's budget this fiscal year. So the request, if council so chooses, there's funds available to do so.
Well, Alex reached out a couple weeks ago, and we were supposed to meet and discuss this, but he went through you, so he wanted to work with the event committee, but that's up to you guys. If that's what he wishes, it's fine. If not, you can handle it. Since nobody communicated with us anyway, so beside him, nobody have reached out to us.
Yeah,
So-
maybe there was a miscommunication. I did not realize that this request was to go to the events committee. It was directed to, at least the way that I took it, to all of council.
I would like to just chime in that, again, the township, we appreciate the city of Crest Hill being a very strong partner. I know we recently supported the council or the city at the Easter egg event as well as at the winter event last winter, and we're happy to do that again this year.
And the shred event.
Yes, and the shred event as well that we have in the fall. So we'd like to continue to being a partner, and this is one of the proposals to expand our partnership. That said, I did just follow formal procedure to just formally present this to the council. I am happy to meet with any alderpersons, any committees, et cetera. I didn't want to do so individually. I know in passing I may have brought it up to folks, but Again, respectfully, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I want to fully respect the procedures of the city of Crest Hill. So with that, I'll take questions. Alderwoman Oberlin?
Two things.
Yes, ma'am.
I think this is a wonderful thing you're doing. We always have to help our children, and there's a lot of children who need help out there, so I applaud you for that. And secondly, if you need any assistance here that day or prior, getting whatever ready, if you need anything, I'll be happy to assist in any way I can. As a retiree, you know, you have a little more free time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Anybody else,
Alex,
questions, comments?
I'm just curious, I know you have to, get your list and pre-approval and stuff like that. What happens if you have somebody that just shows up and walks up for the event?
Sure, sure. No, that's a good question, and that's often something we do have to handle every year. So generally speaking, again, we advertise this as strongly as it has to be by appointment, RSVP, right? Because we want to make sure we're being fiscally responsible, we're ordering just amount for residents. That said, there is occasionally a resident that finds out through word of mouth, or there's not full understanding that you need an appointment, so we have a resident come in. So what we do is we verify their address. If they are indeed in the township, right, then we do have extra bags of supplies. That said, we do inform the resident, right, these bags are made with leftover supplies. So the bag may have the full items, it may not, but we do inform them, hey, this is what we have, and then we inform them of other back-to-school fairs that are in the area in case they need more supplies. Like I understand Representative Avalar has one in Bolingbrook through Valley View School District later in August. If we do have a resident, and this has only happened once, and we've had 4 of these already, we do unfortunately just speak with them on the side and let them know that unfortunately this is, again, through township taxpayer dollars, and that one individual has been very understanding, but we have turned that person away.
I agree with what Alderwoman Oberlin said about, it's a great thing. I think it's really important to be able to help all Crest Hill residents, so this is a good partnership to have.
Thank you.
Do you guys buy your bag or whatever out of pocket, or are they donated?
Sure. So the question being, how does the township fund or purchase this? Yes, we do have an events budget, and we actually have a specific line item for the back-to-school fair. So yes, this is funded through township taxpayer dollars. We actually start off originally buying the items individually, wholesale, and then we negotiated through a supplier actual kits, and so that brought down the individual price. But correct, these are funded through the township budget.
And I asked because I've been running a back-to-school event in Cook County since 2005. And all of my supplies I donated. I have 4 vendors, and every year they donated, and we give out over 2,000 bags every year. So had I known, we could probably put some things in effect to get you on those suppliers list. I'll let it go the way it's going now. So.
Sure, yeah, and again, I appreciate that, and again, I open it up to the council. This is flexible. The event, if this were to take place, would be in about 2 to 3 months, so maybe there'd be wiggle room for donations. I know backpacks have been a requested item, and those being a little bit more expensive, we haven't included it, but if not this year, then certainly next year. I know specifically the reason we started with purchasing them outright was just to have a little bit more control as to what supplies we're getting and how much. The list specifically, we work directly with Lockport Township High School and the nearby schools in the township, and we request a list for the most popular supplies. Just because for financial reasons, we can't purchase every single supply, we do purchase the most popular ones, and that's a list given to us by the school districts. And this is open to children of all ages, though we do tailor it more towards elementary school children. But I appreciate that as well.
Anything? Well, personally, I think this is a very good thing. I'm sure that there are many children in need of all 3 municipalities, Lockport, Romeoville, and Crest Hill, because a lot of people are struggling now. So I think that we will certainly take this under advisement for now. We'll probably have some discussions at our work session coming up here next week, and I'm sure we'll come to some agreement. My opinion is this is something that we need to partner with you on, just like we did with Shred Day your kindness for Winterfest and for the Easter egg hunt. But this is something is a good thing, and we need to work together on this one.
Awesome.
Okay?
And the
Thank you.
committee is happy to work with you, like I said before.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Thank you so
Appreciate it. You have a great night also.
You too.
All right. Next on the agenda is the proclamation for Building Safety Month for the May of 2026. This was brought to my attention by our Building Commissioner, Don Seaman, who asked if we could pass something here this evening. Unfortunately, Don is unable to be here this evening, so we are going to turn it over to our Community and Economic Development Director, Mr. Dan Ritter, and I'm going to join him here at the podium for the reading of this proclamation. Dan?
Thanks, Mayor. So I will read it. It is the proclamation for Building Safety Month, May 2026, in the city of Crest Hill. Whereas our city is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and essential role of our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play, both in everyday life and when disaster strikes. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of the buildings. And whereas the Guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, ICC, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials who are experts in the built environment to create and implement the highest quality codes and standards to protect us in the buildings we live, learn, work, and play. And whereas these modern building codes and standards include safeguards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, and earthquakes. And whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by ICC to remind the public about the critical role of our communities, largely unknown protectors of the public safety, our code officials, who assure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. Whereas Built to Last, the theme for Building Safety Month 2026, encourages us all to get involved and raise awareness about building safety on a personal, local, and global scale. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local, state, tribal, territorial, and federal building safety and fire prevention departments in protecting lives and property.
Now therefore, I, Raymond R. Solomon, by virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Crest Hill, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Building Safety Month, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused a corporate seal of the city of Crest Hill this 18th day of May 2026. Raymond R. Solomon, Mayor. Motion would be
So
in
moved
order.
as presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Overland, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal for the approval. Questions or comments? Roll call, please, Chris.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes,
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carried, thank you.
Okay, I want to take this opportunity to thank Dan. He is in charge of the building department, doing a fantastic job here for, what, about 6 months?
9 months.
9 months, okay. That went by quick.
It does when you're having fun.
It does. So, I know that they are very busy. Naturally, the summer is the busiest time of the year for the building department with all the good things that we have coming before us here. So it is my honor and privilege on behalf of the entire city council, myself, and all the residents of the city of Crest Hill to present you with a copy of this proclamation that you can display in the building department. And we want to thank you for your commitment, your dedication, your loyalty to the city of Crest Hill. And to all of the employees, Zoe and Kai, Adam, Jake, and Don, and you. So you have a lot on your plate, but they are doing a fantastic job also in that department. And so I just want to thank you for everything that you've done.
Thanks, Mayor.
All right, any comments from you?
Nope, I just want to thank everybody in the building department. I know we've had a record number of permits, I think more than any time since 2008. So people are investing in Crest Hill, and it's good to know that what's getting done here is going to last for the future and make sure we stay safe. So I want to thank Don, Jake, Adam, Kai, and Zoe. They really keep it running, and again, it was busy already, and it's going to continue to get busier, hopefully, and we'll continue to invest in good quality buildings that meet our code requirements, so.
Any comments from city council?
Well, you guys do a great job, and I just appreciate how easy they are to work with when there's an issue, you yourself as well. It makes everything so much nicer when you have resident problems or issues, that you have a department like yours that is so willing to work together to find good solutions for everything. So I thank all of you for that.
Thanks.
Well, I just want to thank all of you. It's a team effort, but definitely Don, it's on the roll. I know everybody's need everyone, but Don, since he came, I don't have enough words of all the hard work and dedication that he does. In every event, he shows up, and he's always on a run. Every time we call him, he's running from one side to another. So he needs like a couple more people with him to upkeep with all these permits that are coming up. And but in the end, everybody needs everybody. It's a team effort. And also, you forget to mention Atifa. Atifa also is part of that team. And I think everyone deserves recognition.
Yep.
Thank you.
And planning's part of it. I was going to.
Of course.
Planning awareness month too. We'll do that one. But she's definitely part of the entire team there that reviews permits and reviews everything in the
Yes, she
building
is.
department. So she's great too.
Thank you.
And definitely agree with Don. He's always willing to go out and help people understand the code, not just enforce it. So all our inspectors do, but he does a great job communicating. Code requirements aren't easy to understand, and he does a great job being a professional and communicating in that.
Yeah, I agree with what's been said. You guys have built up a really good team. Don, I had an opportunity to talk to him today about a resident situation, and he's very responsive right away. So I appreciate all the hard work that you guys do. And I think we should probably include Ron a little bit into that, because I know a lot of the project may land on his desk for some review and stuff. So hats off to everybody.
Yep. We got a whole development team, so Ron, I'll even say Andy from the fire department. I mean, we all work together to make sure all this gets done and done properly, and is good investments in Crest Hill that's safe and will last.
And our interim as well. He's been with us for a few years now.
Yep. And even, I'll throw one more out there. Donald Morris is our consultant, which is kind of behind the scenes. Not a lot of people see him, but they actually do a lot of our large plan reviews as well. And so they're in constant contact with us, helping make sure these projects move forward.
I just want to say that, you and everybody in your department, Dan, Don, everybody, the work that they've done, you can see the difference in the way Crest Hill looks, especially you drive down Broadway. A lot of buildings are being cleaned up, properties along there. So, yeah, they've done a great job. So, thank you.
Thank you from the community development and building department. We appreciate it.
Okay, I would ask if council would defer to the first agenda item under the mayor's report in regard to a proclamation for Motorcycle Awareness Month of May also in the city of Crest Hill. It's a busy month, May, with all the proclamations. But we will begin with the reading of the proclamation by Alderman Dyke this evening.
Thank you, Mayor. The City of Crest Hill, Illinois, proclamation by the mayor, whereas safety is the highest priority for the highways and streets of our city and state, and whereas the great state of Illinois is proud to be a national leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, and whereas motorcycles are primarily common and economical means of transportation that reduce fuel consumption and road wear and contributes in a significant way to the relief of traffic and parking congestion, and whereas it is especially meaningful that the citizens of our city and state be aware of motorcycles on the roadways and recognize the importance of motorcycle safety, and
Whereas the members of a brotherhood aimed toward education continually promote motorcycle safety, education and awareness in school drivers, education programs, and to the general public in our city and state, presenting motorcycle awareness programs to over 120,000 participants in Illinois over the past 8 years, and
Whereas all motorcyclists should join ABATE of Illinois, Inc. in actively promoting the safe operation of all motorcycles, as well as promoting motorcycle safety education, awareness, and respect of citizens of our city and state. And
Whereas the motorcyclists of Illinois have contributed extensive volunteerism and money to national and community charitable organizations for the enhancement and support of these organizations, and whereas during the month of May, all roadway users should unite in the safe sharing of roadways within the city of Crest Hill and throughout the great state of Illinois. Now, therefore, I, Raymond R. Solomon, Mayor of the city of Crest Hill in the great state of Illinois, in recognition of the 39th anniversary of the efforts of ABATE of Illinois, Inc., and the over 352,318 registered motorcyclists statewide, and in recognition of the continued role Illinois serves as a leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness.
Do hereby proclaim the month of May this year, 2026, as Motorcycle Awareness Month in the city of Crest Hill, and urge all motorists to join in the effort to improve safety and awareness on our roadways. In witness whereof, I have hereon to set my hand and cause the great seal of the city of Crest Hill to be affixed this 18th day of May in the year 2026. Raymond R. Solomon, Mayor. So move, Mayor.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderperson Oberlin for approval of the proclamation. Questions or comments? Roll call, please, Chris.
Darrell Jefferson,
yes.
Claudia Gazal,
yes,
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, again, this proclamation was brought to my attention by Alderman DeSario this year. We have done it many times in the past by one of our employees, Bill King, used to bring it to our attention, who is now retired. Unfortunately, as I said, Angelo's not able to be here tonight, but we do have a special guest in the audience. This is Lisa McLean.
That's right.
Who is an avid motorcycle rider, just like Alderman DeSario. So I'm going to give you this proclamation, then I'm going to let you say a few
Okay,
words,
sounds
okay?
good.
But on behalf of myself, and let me say this, that, you know, every year, especially in the summertime, the nice weather, the nice days, you see many more motorcycles on the road every year. And we have to be cognizant of that, because sometimes with the sun and everything else, sometimes they're very hard to see, especially at night. So we have to be cognizant, not only in the summer, but all times when the motorcycles are out there, because they are really at a disadvantage. They don't have the protection of a vehicle, and so we have to be cognizant every time we drive our cars. And I know as I get older, I'll speak for myself, you know, you're not as quick with your movements, and, you know, your eyes go a little bit haywire sometimes, and your hearing goes, so especially for the older people, we have to pay more attention. But we've, like I said, Lisa, we have done this for many, many years, and we certainly want to, on behalf of myself, the entire city council, all of the residents, we want to present you with a copy of this proclamation to take back for you, and know that the city of Crest Hill stands with the ABATE program. And I know many years we had banners out in the city also, just trying to keep people aware that they have to pay attention and be careful. So please accept this on behalf of the city of Crest Hill.
Thank you.
And now the podium is all yours.
And banners, if you have somewhere where we could put a banner, I'd be happy to get one over to you.
Okay.
I would, you know, I'll have someone contact you, and I just
Go
got.
through Angelo. How's
Okay,
that?
Angela.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll let
Yeah.
them know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just got 4 new banners, but.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Lisa McLean. I am with Will County ABATE. I am the legislator. We do a lot of work that people don't realize or see, but we do have a group of 7 people who go to the schools and speak to the high school at driver's education. We've been in a lot of those communities doing that work. We were recently down in Springfield on the 13th, speaking to our legislators in regards to concerns about Waymo and technology. And the next hot topic was the e-bikes. We have them flying all over the place with no regulation, so everyone is trying to get that under control. The right to repair. Sometimes people look at motorcycle riders as, bad people, and the stereotyping needs to be put aside when they're riding past you. We have nurses and grandmas and doctors, and my son is a police officer. We have firefighters. People are using it as a primary mode of transportation, knowing that you all are paying $5.25 a gallon. It's an easier way to get around. So keep your eyes open. We will be down at, I think it's Joliet is having the Star Wars event. We're going to have a table down there. We love talking to the little kids because, as you know, little kids are very into, Mom, Dad, look at the motorcycle rider. So just to spread the word, keep your eyes open and watch out for everyone. The goal is to keep everyone safe on the road, so, okay?
Okay, any comments from council?
I just have a request. Can we have an additional banner for the mayor? It says, "Watch out, the mayor's on the road."
Watch out, the mayor's on the road. We
Yeah,
can we'll
because he
cross
just
them
stated
out.
that he's having issue driving, so I'm kind of concerned myself. But you are right, the motorcycles are sometimes, people in today's world, I don't know if it's just me, but I hear these complaints all the time, the way people are driving. It just crazy lately.
Yeah. Well, I'm a passenger, and I can tell you, I see them watching TV, I see them on their phones, I see them eating, very distracted, a lot of distraction on the road, and I love being the passenger on the back of a motorcycle. You see so much. The world, we travel, my husband and I do we're going to Utah, so you see a lot of distraction, yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I do see a lot of motorcyclists as well, that they don't behave very well, the
So-
way they cut through.
Yes.
Is there
and-
any classes, like right now, they
Yes.
have extra? Okay.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So Joliet Junior College, so the license plate for motorcycles, every dollar goes towards a class. It funds for classes them to take. We did have problems get those classes up and running. IDOT took over, and there was a delay of like 2 years. So now the classes again are at Joliet Junior College. They're at the Kankakee Community College. Harley has now also gotten in and has classes going. But the thing about the colleges is that it's only $20, and if you pass the course, it's free. So we're trying to get more people to do the training for the courses in order to give that opportunity. They have basic, they have advanced, but personally, I think anyone that rides a motorcycle should absolutely be required to take the class and take the
Yeah,
course.
I hope so.
Yeah,
'cause
it is.
My nightmare is not driving next to semi, it's literally the motorcycles. I get very
Sure.
nervous because the way they maneuver around you, and it's kind of scary sometimes because it only takes a blink and they're like right there.
And they can be
Yeah.
very fast.
Yeah.
But on the opposite side, we see the cars doing, there was a Dodge Charger flew past me in my Subaru today on the way here that kind of scared me too. So cars do the same thing, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, fortunately, yeah.
Except for the motorcyclist is so vulnerable, yeah.
Yeah, but thank you for what you do.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else?
Can I get a quick picture?
Sure.
Okay.
Should stay down.
You can be right there, yeah.
We're going to get you in the picture. Hang on. Council, for the minute.
Elected official, Chris, come. They said, oh, stand up, they want a picture with all of us. Lucy's like,
It's a small group today.
are you having a problem?
He's getting older, his eyesight's going.
Is he gonna take it or what?
Took a bunch of them.
Okay. That takes care of all the presentations. This evening, we do have 14 consent agendas. Is there anyone in the public that would like to make a comment in regards to any one of the 14 consent agendas? Please step to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. Let the record show that no one has approached the podium. With that being said, to the voting members of the City Council, as I stated, you have 14 consent agenda items on the agenda. Is there any of them that anyone would like to have removed for further discussion?
Yeah, I had a question on the list of bills.
For the list of bills?
Yeah.
Okay.
And agenda item J,
J?
yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so I will begin with the reading of the other 12 agenda items. Consent agenda item 6A, approval of the minutes from the work session held on April 27th, 2026. Consent agenda item 6B, approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held on May 4th, 2026. And you do have the correction on page 115 on your desk. Consent agenda item 6C, approve the minutes from the work session held on May 11th, 2026. Consent agenda item 6D, approve a resolution approving a master contract between the City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, and V3 Companies for professional construction services for the 2026 construction season for a not to exceed an amount of $646,245. Consent agenda item 6E, approve an ordinance amending Title 12, Streets and Sidewalks, Chapter 12.28, Construction of Utility Facilities in the Right-of-Way, Sections 12.28, 150, and 12.28.230 of the City of Crest Hill Code of Ordinances. Consent agenda item 6F, approve a resolution approving the execution of an intergovernmental agreement by and between the City of Crest Hill and the Grand Prairie Water Commission establishing a joint improvement program. Consent agenda item 6G, approval of a special event police services contract with Double J Sports Bar Incorporated. Consent agenda item 6H, approval to purchase a new single-axle dump truck from Lindco Equipment Sales Incorporated through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract in the amount of $273,251. Consent agenda item 6I, approval to purchase a new 2026 Elgin Pelican sweeper through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract in the amount of $334,860. Consent agenda item 6K, approve the as of our local gov agreement to process the city's places for eating tax, PFET, with the City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, not to exceed an amount of $9,000. Consent agenda item 6L, approve the Civic Plus agreement for the city's website update project with the City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, for the next 3 years, not to exceed an amount of $27,883.25. Consent agenda item 6M, approval of the regular and overtime payroll from April 20th, 2026 through May 18th, 2026 in the amount of $137.98. A little typo there. Okay. Motion would be in order for those 12?
Second?
We have motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderperson Oberlin for the approval of those 12 consent agenda items. Questions or comments? Roll call, please, Chris.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, 2 items were asked for further discussion to be removed. We'll go to 6J, approval of the Ladis Memorial Budget fiscal year 26-27 for the 84th Ladis Memorial Ceremony that will be held on June 7, 2026 Alderman Jefferson asked for that one for further discussion. I'll turn it over to him.
Actually, I just have two areas of concern. One is the filming of the event on the city expense, because I still don't find where, you know, we say it's a city event, but we don't have any documentation that takes it out of the private realm. And if we do have any documentation out of it, I would like the council to get a copy of it. And those are my two areas of concern.
Well, I will make a comment in regards to that, Alderman, that for many years, both for the D ceremony and for Memorial Day ceremony, we had staff in place. Gentleman who was here for many years, he provided his own equipment, and he did that at a nominal cost. He's no longer with us, as he has found permanent employment the past few years. And I believe has it been 3 years? 3 or 4
believe,
years?
yeah.
We have used Road to Eternity for both the Veterans Committee and for Ladis, just to offer those people that are not able to come to the event and enjoy the event, that they have an opportunity to see it on the television. Those are my comments. Anybody else would like to make a comment?
Well, it's been held in this city, this will be the 84th year. It's a fabric of the city. I understand your concerns, and we're certainly working on getting assistance in other areas for the future. However, we don't have the luxury of throwing all that together. But if you just look at any of the documentation on YouTube, you'll see that it's not a private event, it's a public event. Everybody's welcome to come to it. People come from all over to it. And as I said before, it started before the city was a city. And the area of the city that I grew up in was actually referred to that by that name, and it's, people still do. You have Rainier Hills, you have Ladis, you have Cheney, you have Richland, you have all these little sub areas that's what they were called. So it's really historically a very important part of the city of Crest Hill.
And I truly understand that and respect that. However, we found out last week that the property isn't city-owned property, it's privately owned property, and that just kind of changed it up a little bit for me to make me voice my areas of concern. If, you know, I mean, we may not be able to put changes in because of the short notice now, but I'd like for us to look to, for them to handle more of the responsibility, since it is their event. I mean, it has a historical value, a history of being held in this city, and I respect that, but I can't get over the fact that we don't have any documentation that connects the city to this event, and that's actually held on private property and given by a private industry.
Mayor,
Well,
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve as presented.
Well, he was still talking, but I just want to make a quick comment
I
that
thought he was still talking.
he was talking,
Okay.
Well, I mean,
and I wanted to talk.
you can approve it. That still doesn't sweep past the fact that we need documentation, you know?
I have contacted the people from the Chicago area who have reached out to the actual owners of the property. He sent me a copy of the email requesting of those items. I have not seen a response yet because he just did it this weekend. However, they are in the process of doing that.
Okay, and respectfully, I don't mind waiting until those documents arrive.
Well, they probably will not be here in time for your approval.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I'm not saying put the event on hold. I'm saying we just need documentation that it, you know, that is actually public-private event. That's all I'm looking for, because it's held on private property. And that brings about an issue.
I'd like to see, and I've brought this up before, and we have a new park we want to put in next door. We have our monuments outside for the veterans and stuff. I'd like to see the Ladis Monument brought over here to the city. I think it would benefit the city, the residents, and this, what we're talking about as far as being on private property, that this way it would be here, more people will be able to see it, enjoy it. I think it's something we should maybe look into and work with them about maybe moving that monument over here. It's been vandalized twice over there. It's not a good place, it's dark over there, so it's been vandalized, and I think maybe we should think about maybe moving it here. So I don't know if council, if we could have a work session on it to maybe discuss that, see what we could do, get together with the Czech Republic to see, you know, what their thoughts are on it.
I mean, I'm open to any ideas that anyone, you know, have, because in the end, we have to come up with something, so this way it doesn't be constantly a question why we're picking and choosing, you know, what we're gonna do on private, not private, on, and just to protect the city as well, we need to have something in document, in paper that said, okay, this is private, but the city is allowed to go on it, bring their staff, do whatever we can. So I think that's a great idea. It's something that we can take ownership, something like Tina said, it's been 84 years, you said?
This is the 84.
84 years, it's been part of the city. You can't kill history like overnight. And we're not, like personally from me, I'm not picking on nobody, and I hope you understand, Tina. I think the last 3 years I've been going and support you and help you, but a lot of questions came up, and it's the job that we do is we have to ask questions, and we have to get to the point when something comes up and our administrator put it on the agenda, well, it opened the door for discussion. I think it's a healthy discussion. Nobody should take anything personal here. You know, if I knowing back in the day that we have our own staff going on private property and cutting grass, I would have said something, because we don't even know if we can technically cover them if something happened to them, because it's not our property. So we've done things the bad and the wrong way for so many years. Now that it's coming, I think it's a good thing. Let's all work together on making those changes and make a difference instead of like taking something personal. We should not be taking nothing personal. Just like some of you don't like staff to go on private property to any HOA, you know, that's how the HOAs we feel as well. You know, and you're right, Scott, I think that's a great idea, but again, it's gonna take probably a lot of work and to figure out if the checks they even allow it. I don't know how that works. I don't even know who's
Well,
in charge of this.
I can't speak for what they would think, but, I mean, it's a historical spot. I don't know how they would feel about that, but I guess it would be kind of like saying to the people at Mount Rushmore, we're tired of those four faces, we want to change them up. I mean, you're not just moving a flower pot. I can't speak for them. You'd have to present that to them. I don't know. But I did 2 years ago arrange to have somebody else come in privately to
Right.
take care of the lawn. I didn't understand the wires were getting crossed, and originally it was the park district that was doing it. I don't know what happened with that agreement, but I talked to a gentleman who worked for the park district over the weekend when I was over there watering, and he told me that, yeah, the park district always used to maintain it. So I don't know when that got dropped, why that got dropped, but it did get dropped. So 2 years ago is when I got this private guy to do the maintenance, and somehow that did, well, we've had a lot of transition in that department, so I can understand how that would get, but he's doing it full-time. He's mowing it full-time. And the city knows that if it gets too long, to let this gentleman know, but I'm sure he won't let that happen. He's very meticulous. And
Or can we look into buying the property at this point, so we can make it part of Crest Hill?
I'm sure that they're really ready to give it to us at this point.
But
I guess my question is here, we have an approval process here in front of us for an event that's in 2 weeks. I don't know why we have a lot of things to talk about with this. I'm not sure why we're trying to hash all that out tonight.
Why not?
Why not?
There is a law that says we cannot hash it. If the councilman,
There's an
if the,
approval.
excuse me, if the
an event
councilman
tonight.
pull it out of the agenda, He has the right to ask questions. Why are we not allowed to ask? Isn't it the
No, but we're-
mayor?
we're
No, but hold
deviating
on,
from
hold
the
on.
actual
You're arguing
approval,
about
Claudia.
something that doesn't make
You gotta
sense.
just read what's on the agenda. We're just approving
No, the
budget.
councilman requested to be pulled out of the consent agenda.
Right, so-
Correct, Mr. Attorney?
So are we gonna?
Are we
answer
allowed
all
to
these
discuss it or
questions tonight?
not?
That's your policy.
Okay, so I think disrespectful from you, if somebody has questions,
Definitely.
not to be
No, I
able.
completely
If you do
understand
not
that.
happy
Do you think
about
that
it,
we're
maybe
going
you
to
should
solve
leave
all those
then.
questions tonight?
Yes,
Or we have
I
this-
can ask all the questions that I want.
No, I know we can ask questions all night long, but I'm saying, do you think we're gonna hash that out tonight? We have an
No,
approval
did I
in
say we're
front of
gonna
us.
hash it tonight? We were just said we're gonna put it on the work session.
Okay,
The amount of disrespect is above and beyond in here. When people are speaking, they have the right to speak, and they
You
have the
talk
right for
over
their
everybody
opinion.
all the time.
You don't,
Every time.
that's me, I'm not like you, I'm not rubber stamp, I speak. And if the councilman requested to be out,
There's a
it's
motion
gonna
on the
be
floor
out.
about 10 minutes ago.
It can be half an hour, an hour.
okay. There is a motion on the floor for approval. I would entertain that we do have a work session going forward. I would highly recommend that somebody from the Czechoslovakian organization be present for that to get there, because I agree with Tina. We need to get their input. It's, right now, it's been theirs for 84 years, and they would have to be willing to make this change also. I do think it would be a good place. The park, you know, the park that we want to put there, we're still several years out with that due to funding. But I think that would be a great place for it. But at the end of the day, I think we certainly need to hear what they have to say about that also, because it has been there forever, and it was all through donations when that was built also. So, but there is a motion for
Second.
approval. We have a motion by Alderman Elbert, seconded by Alderperson Oberlin to approve the Ladis Memorial Budget fiscal year 26-27 for the 84th Ladis Memorial Ceremony that will be held on June 7, 2026. Questions or comments? Roll call, please, Chris.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
No.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, the other consent agenda item that was asked for further discussion was 6N. That was by Alderman Dyke, but before I turn it over to you, Scott, let me say that this was just handed to me earlier during the meeting. There is a typographical error on the agenda item itself. Agenda item 6N on the list of bills that I just read said, well, it was $524,815.54. But on page 169 of your packet, it states $1,524,815.54, and that is the true number. So what we are discussing here, for everybody's knowledge, is the approval of the list of bills issued through May 31st, 2026, in the amount of $1,524,815.54. With that being said, I will turn it over to Alderman Dyke for his request.
Thank you, Mayor. I was looking under the Menards portion, and under Menards, it's saying water fountains for $7,159.96. I was wondering where that's at.
Sure, so those are gonna go in several of the Public Works buildings. So last year, we determined that the new Public Works building back in 2019, along with some of our other buildings, previous Public Works directors have actually purchased water filtration units that we are leasing and paying monthly charges. I've been able to resolve one of those already. Others were signed for multiple year agreements. 3 other ones will be coming off, and then there'll be 1 other ones. We are required to have either a drinking fountain or provide the portable water. So it is much cheaper to have the same drinking fountains that we have here at City Hall and in the police department and in other buildings, to have the same filtering components. And so we looked at the pricing, and even our new wastewater treatment facility will have these same drinking fountains with the water bottle components. This will save the city, thousands of dollars annually.
So how many of these units is there?
We purchased 4.
4?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know Menards sold those, so.
Yeah, so actually Menards happened to be the largest discount. So normally these units sell for about $3,000 each. We were able to get them about $1,700, plus we got the 11% rebate, which ended up almost being $800. So almost paid for half of one of the other units.
Did we use any of our other rebates we have? Because I know we have other rebates. Was any of those used?
Yeah, so it had to be a special order, so we weren't able to use the rebates on the purchase because I had to go to the store and actually place it. So I wasn't able to use the rebates, but we were able to get the 11% rebate, so we'll be able to use that on other stuff.
All right, there was one other item under the list of bills. It says unmanned vehicle for $14,532. What's that?
Yeah, that's the police drone.
Otherwise known as a drone. That
Oh,
was
that's the drone, okay. All right, because I'm thinking a car that's
It's a
unmanned, I'm
vehicle
like,
now.
Yeah, it's a
it's
fancy-
bad enough the
flying
mayor's
vehicle.
driving on the streets, let alone an unmanned vehicle, you know? Maybe that is the mayor. Thank you.
Let the mayor know he's never gotten a citation in his life.
Well, there's always the first time.
The night is young.
The night is young. Yeah.
Get the word out.
Okay, any other comments, Scott?
No, that's it.
Anybody
Thank you.
comments on this topic? Okay, I would ask for a motion for approval.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderwoman Gazal, seconded by Alderman Dyke, for the approval of the regular and overtime, or the approval of the list of bills issued through May 31st, 2026, in the amount of $1,524,815.54. Roll call, please, Chris.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, that takes care of all of the consent agenda items. Chris, you do have some numbers for us for resolutions and ordinances?
Yes. Consent agenda item 6D will be resolution number 1418. 6E will be ordinance number 2062. And 6F will be resolution 1419.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see, we took care of everything there. We took care of the mayor's report. City clerk's report. Chris, do you have anything?
Yes, I have one block party application request. A gentleman on Essex Court is asking for a block party on August 8th from 12 p.m. until 11 p.m. Was also asking to close off Essex Court to Boreal Drive. Council, your decision.
So move. We do this every year.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Gazal, seconded by Alderman Jefferson for approval of the block party application on Essex Court for August 8th, 2026. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you, and that's all I have to report tonight.
Any questions? Thanks, Chris. Moving on to our city treasurer's report, our treasurer, Jamie Malloy. Jamie,
I have nothing for tonight. Thank you.
any questions? Okay, thank you. Moving on to our city attorney, Mike Steff. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening. I do not have any agenda items either, but will answer any questions if I can.
Questions of attorney? Thanks, Mike. City administrator, Blaine Wing. Good evening, Blaine.
Evening. No items. I did also pick up the Public Works one, so if you want to address that one as well, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
So with the Public Works item, this is in regards to our Clark environmental mosquito. This is the agreement for the next, for this year and the next 3. We had a presentation from Jack from Clark Environmental at our work session. There was some discussion, and then council, -1 council member moved this forward for tonight's approval and discussion.
So move.
Second.
All right, motion by Alderwoman Gazal, seconded by Alderman Albert for the approval of the Clark Environmental Mosquito Management Agreement for from 2027 to 2029. Questions or comments? Roll call?
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Blaine, I have a question for you.
Sure.
It was my intention that you bought some equipment for the cable room,
Yes.
and there's a reason why we're not hiring AVI system that comes and do a study and go over the whole thing. For the last several years, we've been patching this cable room. And back in the day, until probably 2 years ago, every time there's changes in that room or equipment needs it, it used to come to the council for approval. So can you explain why we were not aware of this?
Sure. So AVI, which is now Forte Solutions, provided a proposal of over $80,000. I was able to work with a neighboring community, see how they set up their equipment. I was able to purchase the equipment for under $8,000, and this will dramatically improve at basically 1/10 of the cost of the equipment from Forte and other providers. Council might recall my authority is up to $20,000, and we had sufficient funds with our last fiscal budget. So as we've had cameras that have failed and we've had other pieces of equipment fail, I thought it prudent to move forward with the purchase while we had the funds.
My understanding, the ordinance is for emergencies purposes, the $20,000. And I feel like a quick email, it would be nice to the council to find out about, what it's been purchased. It's, in the end, it's taxpayer money, and the council needs to know of any decisions, because some of the decisions, no one is perfect. The decision that you're making probably is not going to benefit the city. I think a quick email or a work session, a little update, say, hey, this is what I would like to do. My understanding, you get it from Romeoville, and you're trying to copy what they did. What they have, it's not what we have. And how do we know that this equipment that you're trying to copy them is going to work for us? And who's going to install this?
Yep, so I'm working with various vendors to actually get that different prices for the installation of the equipment now. So what Romeoville had was approximately what we had. Several of the same actual components they had replaced already within the last 3 years. The components such as the cameras typically sell for $6,000 to $8,000. We were able to get the cameras for $1,000. The ordinance that you're stating that there is an emergency clause, but there's also the regular clause for the city administrator position to purchase items up to $20,000. Again, council can change that, but that's the current one. In February, I came to council about this overall topic and asked if we wanted to move forward before April. I was going to need to move forward, and council continued to say that we do need to improve our AV equipment, and at that point, I pointed out that the one camera costs $600 to replace, but the manufacturer is no longer going to, it's an end of life, and we're no longer going to have to do it. So once we replace the cameras, we're going to have to replace the back-end equipment.
So how many opinions did you get on that?
I got three proposals, which is our policy.
Right, but the equipment that you purchased, did you get an opinion from?
I asked those 3 vendors.
Well, I'm going to state, and I'm speaking again, I feel like we need more communication. We buy stuff, then we find out about them afterwards. So if we have to change that, then we have to change it.
Any other questions of city administrator?
I have one. Can we get on a workshop? I don't want to discuss it tonight, but I'd like to know the actual purpose and duties of the committees that we have. Because I'm just a little perplexed, because Alex reached out to Claudia, and then he reached out to you, and she wasn't included, on anything. So I'd like to know when does the committee get enacted on things that's going into place, because that is an event, and I think it belongs to the responsibility of the event committee. So I think some definitions of responsibilities and duties of the committees that we have should be explained in a workshop.
Happy to bring that to a work session.
Anybody else? All right, thanks, Blaine. Moving on to our city engineer, Ron Wiedemann. Good evening, Ron.
I don't have any report tonight, but I'll take any questions council might have.
Thank you.
I just want to thank Ron for keeping me abreast of issues on Oakland Avenue and that and other things. We have projects going on in Ward 1. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Moving on to our finance department, Glenn Gerke. Glenn,
I have nothing to report, but I'd be happy to answer your questions.
questions of finance? All right, thank you, sir.
Get lucky.
Police department, our police chief, Ed Clark. Ed?
Evening, Mayor and Council. I don't have anything other on the agenda. Just a couple things. Thursday of last week, we had our first award ceremony. It was a very nice event, kind of solemn, but very nice. We did honor Officer Williams and Gorski, what Chief O'Connor was talking about earlier. And we also honored from a critical incident in 2022, Sergeant Smith, Officer Sandoval, Officer Tuff, and Sergeant Fenolio. They were honored with life-saving awards and Medal of Honor as well. And Officer Tetlow was also awarded with the Medal of Honor and the Purple Heart for his injuries in the incident. It was a very nice incident, or nice event, and the families were very, very happy for the evening. The second thing is Cop on a Rooftop was the next day on Friday. Very nice event. Thank you to all of you who volunteered, showed up, and kind of checked in on us. We ended up raising $4,700 for Special Olympics, and we're up to right now at $12,000, and we may be having one more Special Olympics event. It has to do with rowing, some kind of rowing challenge, so I'll keep you guys up on that one to see. I bet you got to row a certain amount. I don't know how it works, but I'm going to probably stupidly get involved in it, so. But it should be good. We want to beat last year's total, so that's our goal. But other than that, I will answer any questions.
Just amazing job, continuing on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Well, I certainly want to say thanks, Ed, for the awards night. About, I'd say 60, 65 people were present. I know it was the first one that we ever held here, and that was a great turnout. There was a lot of officers here also, from police officers, fire department, and the dispatchers from Westcom also. But what I said during my part of the program was definitely the most important thing was that Officer Tetlow was there. And that was the most important thing out of that event. So I want to say thanks for everything. I know you put a lot of time into that. It was very well done. And hopefully, you'll have it again next year.
That's the plan.
For the awards ceremony for the officers. So job well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief, when you do something like that next time, I know on the city administrator report says some award, but never said what it was for. Can you send an email to all the council or put it as an event so we all know? Because none of us apparently were here, so it wasn't on purpose.
Understood.
We just, I didn't know personally, maybe other people knew that there was an award for the cops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, community development. Dan, anything?
I have nothing official, just wanted to give a quick update on Quick Trip that went out to everybody, but they do anticipate submitting engineering building plans and permits in the next couple weeks. Currently, it might have even finished up. They would do an abatement out there on the property. They've worked with ComEd and NICOR to get the disconnections. Hopefully in the next month, they're hoping to get that done, and then they would like to see the demolition start in early July. So we're hoping that continues to move forward quickly in the next couple months. Hopefully have the demolition started. So
Okay.
that's all I have.
Any questions to Dan? All right, thanks, Dan. Unfinished business, we do not have anything, anyone? New business, anybody? Committee liaison reports.
Well, I will announce the much-debated Ladis Memorial Ceremony will be taking place on Sunday, June 7th at 11 a.m. If there's bad weather and we have to call it, we'll move it from the memorial to here, but hopefully that won't happen. It's only happened once. And everyone is welcome to attend. The Czech School will be providing refreshments. And I hope we have a beautiful day for the ceremony.
And the Veterans and Police Memorial Committee would like to invite everybody here on Monday, May 25th for our 39th Memorial Day ceremony. It'll begin at 1:40 p.m. with the Frankfurt Brass Band having a short little concert, and then also during the program they'll be playing. The program will start at 2 o'clock. There are usually about 150 people here. There will be chairs provided for everybody with tents to cover you from the sun. It is a very solemn Memorial Day program. Our guest speaker this year is Mr. Calvin Lee, who is a U.S. Army veteran, served for 20 years from 1992 to 2012, and he is currently, for the last several years, at Joliet Central High School as the ROTC, in charge of the ROTC program for the young men and women who are interested at Joliet Central High School. He is a terrific speaker, we invite everybody here. The program will last about 1 hour. A lot of the veterans from the surrounding posts will be here also. We certainly will honor all of our veterans who have passed away. We will also honor our 2 slain police officers who were killed in the line of duty. Many family members from both of those will be present. So again, it's a very solemn program, and light refreshments will be in the community room here inside this building after the program. If it does rain, we will be in here for the program. So everyone is invited. Okay, city council comments. Positive city council comments. Anything you'd like to share with your constituents? We'll begin with Alderman Albert this evening.
Just hopefully everybody has a nice Memorial Day weekend and can join us at the Memorial Day event and the Ladis ceremony. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Alderperson Overland.
Well, I would second what Alderman Albert said and wish everyone a very happy Memorial Day. And on that day, think about what it stands for and the people who have given their lives for this country and our freedoms, which in today's world is something not to take for granted. So you see a veteran, thank a veteran.
Alderwoman Gazal.
I'll pass.
Alderman Jefferson.
Nothing at this time.
Alderman Dyke.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. With Memorial Day coming, hope everyone has an opportunity, if not here, to stop by or to go to some cemetery or wherever it may be and pay respects to those that, paid the ultimate price. And Memorial Day just isn't, Veterans Day isn't just one day of the year, it's every day. We need to thank every vet we see, thank them for the service they provided for all of us, for our freedoms. Thank you.
Okay, public comment. Anyone like to address City Council? Please step to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. Linda?
I just want to say that I think you missed the boat on one proclamation for the city clerk's office. May 4th through 10th was Municipal Clerks Week, and they need a special shout out because they do all the minutes, maintaining the minutes and official records and assuring accurate minutes for meetings, and they keep our government kind of organized. So I just want to say thanks to Chris and Karen and everybody in your office.
Thank you.
Were you aware of that, Chris? For the proclamation?
Well, Clerks Week falls the same time every year, kind of like every holiday.
Well, usually somebody says something to me, to be honest with you, so.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? All right, Mike, is there a need for an executive session?
There is not.
Motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Second.
All right, we have a motion for an adjournment by Alderman Dyke, seconded by Alderman Jefferson. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Nate Albert?
Yes.
Scott Dyke?
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson?
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, meeting is adjourned at 8:20 PM. Thank you and good evening.